Caddis Maximus here, this time with the Harbor Freight Gordon 56-piece X-Acto knife kit. And really the punchline of this review would be that I would rather have them to sell a blade kit. The unfortunate fact is this is one of the Harbor Freight's kind of more old school and really pretty cheap products. You would buy a cheap set of X-Acto knife blades like this because you need a lot of the varying shapes, except for you're in using some type of project or doing something where you end up breaking or just doling out a lot of blades, so you don't want to buy the the more expensive X-Acto knife blades. And they have sets like these, but then they end up ranging from, 20, 30 bucks. The reason I'm disappointed is not that it isn't $10 on sale or $10.50 is what I paid for it. It's just the fact that really it's like $5, $6, $7 of blades that I want, and I'm paying another, $5 for a whole series of holders or X-Acto knife handles that are the absolute cheapest ones at Harbor Freight. These things are just absolutely horrendous quality, and one of the biggest issues with them is this plastic collet. And the reason that is X-Acto knives are always getting loose. And this thing, those little plastic threads are going to blow out in no time. Plastic's not something that you want to have an X-Acto knife handle. The hard steel blade just bites into the plastic. Whoop, I can't get that to focus. They always kind of want to close up. So definitely not real happy about that. And so I feel that I'm paying extra money just for the blades. I do like how the blades are in a magnetic holder. Let's take a closer look at them. They are numbered and they do have a proper collection. I would recommend using one of the X-Acto knives to pop out the blades because a lot of these have edges on various different angles. Like these have long edges that go all the way across. You can see how wavy that grind is. But that's really the big deal with this kit, is that you just get all these different shapes to really work on any type of project. What I particularly was after was these. These are kind of hard to find. These are like really tiny micro chisels. And I have a lot of projects where there's like little plastic burrs, and those would be just perfect for removing them. You also have little ones like these. These are little, if we can get this thing out of here. It seems that like with the oil, the blades sometimes will get themselves, it will kind of glue itself to whatever the magnetic substrate is, and they can be sometimes a real bear to get out. There we go. And then we have if we can get this to focus, excuse me, you have these really super fine chisel blades, and those are handy as well because they work along more of a pushing action. And then down here, they have a couple of small diameter scribes, a couple of larger diameter scribes, and some of the more common blades, ones that have smaller, narrowed down shanks and they're offset. And I gotta turn this sideways, it's so deep. These offset blades are handy just when you need to work with flush surfaces. So that's the real bonus of this kit, but that's what I'm after. And really the only good tool, make sure I don't cut myself pulling these out, is this pin holder here, because it is indeed all metal. But the rest of these plastic tools are just going to end up falling apart on you. It does come with a stone so you can resharpen the blades. But unfortunately, this stone is just not particularly high quality. It's some an independent product that has a price spot on it. It seems okay, that's reasonably flat, but we can see how dirty it is. This set is absolutely brand new, and so the stone comes pre-used. I wouldn't say that's pre-used, but pre-dirtied. And it seems to be pretty coarse. That grit really is quite coarse, especially when you're talking about X-Acto knife blades. This may remove a burr, but I think the stone is highly inappropriate. You'd really want a much finer stone if you're working with very small edges. This is not sharpening. The grit on this is like, bench grinder grinding wheel. So anyway, I would just hunt down blade kits, to tell you the truth. If you're at Harbor Freight, this is what they had. I actually needed it for a couple different blades, and here I am making excuses on why I bought this kit when I do a ton of Harbor Freight reviews. It's just frustrating because I'm basically paying $10, so I'm going to use the blades and throw away all those holders. Their cheaper little $4 set, or it's $5 and then $4 the coupon, actually has the metal handled holders, and I don't know why this one doesn't have that. They should have charged an extra couple bucks. And even though it has 8 different handles, one's for a pin holder, a couple are for the narrow shank blades, and some are for the wider shank blades. And this kit comes with both sizes. But they're still not comparable to like a genuine X-Acto knife or even the premium Gordon ones. That's what I'd really like. And they do have a set. Pretty much, they should have like a $15 or $20 set that's a set of these handles with all these blades. Anyway, I'll quit rambling about this X-Acto knife set. There's a look at it and my opinions on it. And I'll also mention that the Harbor Freight blades aren't the greatest of quality. They too tend to want to bend or snap off. They don't have as good of a grind, so you should also keep that in mind. If you have a project where it's real important to have a real good X-Acto knife, and get an actual X-Acto knife or another premium brand. But if you just do general hobby work and don't want to spend a ton of money, it's kind of hard to beat these. Just because you don't have to wait for them to ship it or anything like that. Excuse me, meaning like in store. And that seems to be one of the things about craft stores is they always have like X-Acto knives and stuff, but they always seem to be kind of basic kits. They never really have these comprehensive sets. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody watching and subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. Until next time, Catus Maximus out.